Hello, snakes! My name is Dante, and today, it's Podcast Tuesday again, and this time I'm going to be talking about the 20 best uncommons you should be using in your prerelease, in your sealed prerelease at your local game store. These are 20 powerful uncommons you should be running if you get it in your pool. For example, you should be using a combination of bombs and removals and just basic powerful cards in your sealed, like using above average cards is also something you should be using in pre-releases. Your simple on average or above average cards are really good in sealed, just not your below average ones. Some vanilla on average creatures are just purely terrible, like below average cards with no abilities, but above average cards with no abilities are excellent in sealed. A 1/2 for 1 mana, 2 1s for 1 mana, always good. Always good to have in your pre-release or in any sealed event, yeah. So, we'll be heading off right to our number 20. You know what I said before about... Oh, snake. You know what I said before about... You know what I said before about above average uncommons that are powerful in pre-release. Venerable Knight, right there, our number 20, is one of those cards. And guess what? Venerable Knight is a really good card. And what's good about Venerable Knight is that it's a 1 mana 2/1, already good, that's above average. Human Knight, no downsides. In fact, it has a cool effect. Not really effective for pre-release since Knight Tribal is practically impossible. Yeah, Elemental Tribal is hard to make in M20, but Knight Tribals is impossible in Throne of Eldraine pre-release. Throne of Eldraine sealed or draft. It's not possible, but because the die effect doesn't really matter. Like, well, if you have a knight, much better, but otherwise, it's good on its own. A 1 mana 2/1 is always good to have. Hey, have you seen this? It's a really cool new necklace I got. And guess what? It's a TARDIS from Doctor Who. And I really like Doctor Who. And I really like the BBC in general, but yeah. Let's just continue in this podcast. Just showing something new, which, of course, you viewers probably didn't see before. Because it's brand new. Well, I got it brand new, but still. Just decided to show it to you this time. It's a TARDIS. It's bigger on the inside. Well, yes, let's get to card 19. Oh. Well, guess what? Our 19 there is Kenriff's Transformation. Kenriff's Transformation is really good. So it can be used as a removal as well. 2 mana, aura, enchant creature. When it enters battlefield, draw a card. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and it's a free elk. And it's really good because first of all, it can be used to stop an enemy's creature. It redraws as well, which is good. And second of all, what if you have a really weak creature? Congrats! You can just... Well, not what I meant. I mean, like, awesome! You can use it and make your creature bigger. Congrats! You're a genius if you do this. Yeah. Well, it's my idea, of course. But, yeah. If you do it, well done. You are smart. But otherwise, it can be used as a removal. Or not really removal, but weaken a big creature. Or eliminate any effective abilities from an opponent's creature as well. Which there aren't many in Throne of Eldraine, but weaken an enemy creature. Make one of your own creatures stronger. See that Venerable Knight I talked about before? Hey, it's a free now. Well, I guess if he actually had any knights, it won't put a counter on the knights, but hey. There you go. It's stronger now. It's now a 3/3 instead of being a 2/1. Let's get to card 18. You see what I talked about before, about the transformation, which can turn anything into a 3/3 elk. Well, guess what? Blue, in the same set, now has Frogify, which is same mana cost, but replaces the draw effect by weakening the creature even more. Instead of being a 3/3, it's now a 1/1! Yes! It's awesome. But why is it an uncommon if previously in War of the Spark there's a card with a really similar effect, which was a common in War of the Spark? There's Casmedia's Transmutation, also known as Thanos Frog. 2 mana, aura, enchanted creature loses all abilities and has base power and toughness 1/1. But what's good about Frogify is that, as well as being able to remove abilities, it also removes card types. Like, for example, if it was an artifact creature, now it's a creature, and loses creature types. So if it was a human rogue, for example, or a snake, why would you do it to a snake? It's now a frog. Anyway, I wanted to include snakes in this podcast, but the only snake in, well, so far, like, the only snake in Throne of Eldraine was a stone coil serpent, and it's probably going to get errated upon printing and prerelease, because it should be a serpent. It will be just... the text will be changed to serpent instead of snake when it reaches prerelease. It's like, for example, there's a moment with Etrada. Originally it was spoiled so that it'll kill a player with 4 counters. 4 hit counters, yeah. I was thinking, what was the counter again? Well, it's called hit counter. Well, if they have 4 hit counters, they die. But when it got printed, they changed it to 3. Why? Oh, hi Liz, how are you? Why did they change it to 3? Because 4 is impossible, since upon hitting an opponent with Etrada, it'll get shuffled back in. What are the odds of you redrawing Etrada? Well, I guess it can be played in Commander and sent to the command zone. Oh, that's good. And then sent to command zone, then recast from the command zone, hit the opponent, back to command zone, recast. Of course, they might have decided, they might have made it cost 10 mana less to kill an opponent. But why having to pay for sits? Why? Like, still, paying 18 mana to destroy an opponent is too much. 28, it'll be hard, but you don't have to pay in the same turn. You cast in first turn, attack in the second turn, hit the opponent, gets sent to command zone. Yeah, well, yeah, turn 4 you cast it probably. Yeah, attack in second turn. Third turn, recast, attack on fourth turn. Fifth turn, recast, attack on sixth turn. Seventh turn, recast, kill an opponent on 8th turn. And it takes 8 turns, but the thing is that, is it going to happen? Is that turn 1 going to start in turn 4? Or you might use Soul Ring and it will start in turn 2. Or if you mana crypt or if you just mana crypt and Lotus Petal to get a trot out on turn 1. So yeah, a minimum turn is turn 9 to kill an opponent with a Trotta, but turn 9 is too hard. It's usually turn 10, most cases turn 8, sometimes turn 12 in basic case scenarios, and turn 13 or higher if you are screwed. And when I mean screwed, mana screwed. Okay, let's get to card 17. Yeah. If you've ever been wondering, what do I do with those unnecessary food tokens I have on the battlefield, which I was creating the other this match? What do I do? Well, guess what? Have this cat eat them. It's Cauldron Familiar. A 1 mana 1/1 cat that's on average. With 1 enters battlefield, each drain the opponent for 1. Yeah, each opponent loses 1, you gain 1. Sacrifice a food. Bring it back from your graveyard to battlefield. So, what do you do with those unnecessary food tokens? Sacrifice them to the cat. The cat will come back. Drains the opponent. Will die, then comes back. Really good card. It's really good. It's really good. Let's get to card 16. Our number 16 is Arkan of Absolution. It's really good. Having to forcing your opponent to pay 1 to attack you with a creature in limited is always good, because limited has a lot of creatures. the majority of cards are creatures in sealed draft. That's why the rest is highly unnecessary in sealed. Well, guess what? You ever been wondering what's the solution for creatures in sealed? You could use removals, but you can also use an Arkan of Absolution, our card 16 right there. It's a 4 mana, 3/2 Arkan, below average. Hey, Arkans are back. Flying protection from white. Creatures can't attack you or a planeswalker you control unless their control pays 1 for each of those creatures. Well, there are 2 similar cards to it. There's Baird, Steward of Argive, which is a really similar card to Arkan of Absolution. 4 mana, 2/4, legendary human soldier, vigilance. Yeah, Baird is below average. Vigilance, creatures can't attack you or planeswalker you control unless their controllers pay 1 for each of those creatures. And there's also Archangel of Tiffies, a 1/3 white, 3/5 angel that's on average flying as long as it's untapped. Creatures can't attack you or planeswalker control unless their control pays 1 for each of those creatures. Conditional, but yeah. And as it's attacking, creatures can't block unless their control pays 1 for each of those creatures. Yeah. It's really good. They're all really good. Mainly the Arkan, but yeah. The Arkan is really good for sealed because of course it'll probably stop you from getting overrun with creatures. Overrun by creatures. But not just that, it's a really good blocker against white decks, which it is kinda easy of finding a white deck in sealed. The odds of finding a white deck in sealed are 4 out of 10 because well, yes. Most sealed decks are just 2 colors, and there are 4 possible 2 color combinations, including white. So the odds are 4 out of 10. You might include mono white, and then it's 5 out of 11. And the odds get higher. So Arkan of Absolution is safe against nearly half of the decks in prerelease meta. Yes! Yes, that's really good! Even though it's below average, it's above average card. Yes. But above average creature as well. But when I mean below average, you know what I mean. It's below mana cost. So to test averageness of a creature, so the added power and toughness has to be twice the CMC of a creature to be on average. If it's below that number, it's below average. If it's above that number, it's above average. So for example, it's a 4 mana creature, 3 + 2, 5. Is it 8? No. Below average. Baird, 4 mana, 2/4. 2 + 2, 2 + 4, 6. Is it 8? No, below average. Archangel of Tiffies, 3/5, 3 + 5, 8. Is it 8? Yes, it's on average. You see? Cauldron Familiar, 1 mana, 1/1. 1 + 1, 2. Is it 2? Yes, on average. Venerable Knight, 1 mana, 2/1. 2 + 1, 3. Is it 2? No. Above average. Because if it is exact, it's on average. Higher above, but lower below average. There you go. let's get to card 15. If you are thinking of fast strategies in Sealed, which is most cases scenario, there you go! Ferocity of the Wilds is our number 15 there. Most creatures in this set aren't human, so it's really good because 3 mana enchantment attacking non-human creatures you control get +1/+0 and have trample. So it's literally guess what? Most of your creatures are now stronger and are harder to jump block because trample damage. Trample it says over jump blocking. Yeah, it's really a good thing about trample. It's unjump blockable when menace also is like harder to jump block, but two creatures can just jump block it on a menace creature. A creature of intimidate, well, it's hard for a jump block, but it is possible. For a fear creature, much harder for a jump block. But trample, nearly impossible to jump block. There you go. Ferocity of the Wilds. In many cases in Sealed, you'll get jump blocked. So trample's your solution. And Ferocity of the Wilds is that way for solution. Well, guess what? We're moving on to our card 14 in this podcast. Simply 14. We got Doused. Yes, Doused is finally a card. Doused, it's a removal. Red, 2 mana, sorcery. Choose target creature you control and target creature you don't control. The creature you control gets +2/+1 on turn if it's a knight. Then those 2 creatures fight each other. Yeah. So it's really good. Like, you rarely have the knight, so if you have the knight, then good. It's now +2/+1. But otherwise, it can always be used to just kill off one of your opponent's creatures. Hopefully your creature doesn't die, but sometimes your creature has to die. But if it doesn't die, well, better. But you don't have to necessarily use your best creature to fight. Sometimes you can just fight with a creature that will match with the other creature because your better creature would die when fighting. Or if you have Death Touch, that's a good way of using fight. So Death Touch creatures will just kill the enemy creature upon fighting. Lifelink creatures are also good with fighting. You gain life for fighting. Yes. There's a very similar card to Doused, which is Ancient Animus, 2 mana instant. Put a +1/+1 counter on entire creature you control if it's legendary. So it's similar to Doused because a creature gets +2/+1 on turn if it's a knight. So Ancient Animus, we just put the +1/+1 counter on the creature if it's legendary. Then it fights a creature an opponent controls. There's also Savage Punch, which is a less similar card. It's not like a conditional effect, like a type effect, like Doused works good with knights, or Ancient Animus works good with legends, or Really Epic Punch works good with hosts. Well, Savage Punch works well if you have Ferocious. It doesn't have to target the ferocious creature. It it's effective even if it isn't ferocious, but you have a ferocious creature. Also, using ferocious would probably save your own creature from dying. From dying to a 2/2 bear. Yes, because the minimum power and toughness of creature to be alive, it's 0/1. But then Savage Punch, well, either that is already a creature with 3 toughness or higher, and with at least 2 power, that's just killing the bear, or it's just at least a 0/1 or just 1/1, 1/2, or 1/3 that's but has a ferocious friend, and then just helps itself fight and kill the 2/2 creature. Because of course, in Magic the Gathering, most bears no. In Magic the Gathering, most bears are 2/2s. So that's what I was saying about the 2/2 creatures. Because Savage Swipe, it makes a creature stronger if its power is 2. So that's bears. So yeah. And yeah. And Savage Swipe is like Savage Punch, but the other way around. It's the bear hitting a person, not the person punching a bear. Well, what's cool is that in Really Epic Punch, there's a bear hitting a dragon. There's also Epic Confrontation, which is a person punching a dragon. So Savage Punch is a person hitting a bear. Then, Really Epic Punch is a bear hitting the dragon. And Savage Swipe is the bear hitting the person. Now, when are we going to see cards about the dragon hitting the person? Or the dragon hitting the bear? Because it makes sense to me. I guess so. So yeah. Let's get to card 13 there. The reason why I didn't put Really Epic Punch up there is because it's silver bordered, and silver borders aren't playable cards because they aren't legal in any format. That was just Christmas 2017 where you were allowed to play silver border cards in Commander. But that was just for 1 month until January. But even though you could play silver border cards in Commander in that month, there was a list of banned silver borders. Like, for example, the double cycle was banned in Commander. The Enter the Dungeon was banned in Commander because it forced people to go under the table. What if there is no table? Exactly. What do you go under? The carpet? What if there is no carpet? What do you go under? Exactly. Still, why would he play Magic the Gathering under a table? Anyway, if you win the sub-game, you'd be able to search off your 2 best cards in your deck and win because it's a combo what you're searching for. But let's get to card 13 now. We got... Oh, hello, Claudia. How are you? Well, our card 13 there is Epic Downfall. Epic Downfall is a 2 mana sorcery, exile target creature of converted mana cost 3 or greater. Yeah. Oh, hang on a moment. Oh, yeah. Just realized it's a CMC 3 or greater, not power 3 or greater, but still. There is kind of opposite card to it, which is Reef Soul, which is 2 mana sorcery, destroy target creature of power 3 or less. Yeah. But it's not really exact. And guess what? They're both in the same set. And they're both good for limited. Too bad Reef Souls is a common, but Epic Downfall is also really good. Like, you will always find really big stuff in sealed you probably don't know how to deal with. Epic Downfall deals it for you. 2 small creatures, Reef Soul will deal it for you. Would do it for you. What I've wondered is, what happens if an opponent's Reef Soul will try to hit a Haunt of Hightower? Like, literally. What if it tries to hit a Haunt of Hightower, which Haunt of Hightower says when a card reaches an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, put a +1 counter on the Haunt of Hightower. Hello, Alanud. Well, like literally because Haunt of Hightower is base power and toughness 3/3, so if it gets targeted with a Reef Soul, but then Reef Soul reaches the graveyard, gets power 4/4. So does it die to Reef Soul? That's why I was wondering. Anyway, it's a reprint, Reef Soul, so must be explained in the rulings. When it comes to Haunt of Hightower or Tarmogoyfs, or even just Lurgoyfs in general, because... Or, I'm not sure if there is a Lurgoyf for sorceries. I think it's just Tarmogoyf and the Haunt of Hightower, which... Because Haunt of Hightower just counts for cards hitting the graveyard when it gets counters. Like, for example, when it's dealt damage as well. So, like, for example, a 13/13 Haunt of Hightower would survive against an enemy, what was the name again? Blasphemous Act, yeah. Would survive against an enemy's Blasphemous Act because you'll get to hit the graveyard. Now it's a 14/14. Yes. Whoa, as well as that. What was I going to say again? Oh yeah, right. Still thinking. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, right. For example, also Haunt of Hightower nearly never dies to a Massacre Girl because Haunt of Hightower always out heal a Massacre Girl because Haunt of Hightower get more counters. Well, that is only in Commander, or if it's your Massacre Girl that's getting cast, so it will out heal your own Massacre Girl. But any other Massacre Girl, an opponent Massacre Girl, or just or like an opponent's Massacre Girl outside Commander, it will still die. The Haunt of Hightower. Why would you be playing Haunt of Hightower in any format other than Commander? I don't know. Why are you playing 1v1? Now that's a better point. Brawl 1v1 as well. In Magic Arena, you play Haunt of Hightower as your brawler. That's another good point. Yes. I guess so. Let's get to card 12. fact. Oh, wait, hang on. Just some slight fitting. Fun fact. They both have the same text. You know how? Well, guess what? Glass Casket is our card 12 there. 2-mana artifact. Hey, it's also an FNM promo. When entered battlefield, it's outside creature and opponent controls with converted mana cost 3 or less until Glass Casket leaves the battlefield. Kind of like the opposite of a epic downfall, but 3 or less is also really common in sealed. Every cost is common in sealed. There's a similar card, like literally the same thing, but in enchantment form. It's still crap. 2 mana, enchantment is when entered battlefield. It's outside creature and opponent controls with converted mana cost 3 or less. Oh, hang on a moment. They don't have the same text. Never mind. They don't have the same text. It only says still crap's difference is onto an opponent's creature. Glass Casket is onto any creature. By the way, why would you Glass Casket your own creature? Don't ask me. Ask someone who does that. What's their reason? Save a creature and then just break the casket to release the creature? Not really a good idea. But yeah. Still crap. Yeah. It's just the same thing as Glass Casket, except it's an artifact and only goes for opponent's creatures. Doesn't make a big difference, but still. Let's get to card 11. Oh, Snake. Oh, yeah. Our card 11 is Merrily Fitzy. Merrily Fitzy is a 2-mana 2/2. That's on average. A fairy with flying tap at green or blue. So, yeah. 2-mana 2/2s with flying are always good. Mainly, much better a 1/3 of flying for 2 mana is always good. Yeah. You know, on average, 2 mana on average creatures with flying are always good. Yeah. Yeah, 2 mana 2/2s are always good. Oh, I mean, like 2 mana 2/2s with flying, 2 mana 1/3s with flying, 2 mana 3/1s with flying, which that doesn't exist. Yeah. Still. Yeah, and as well as that, it taps for mana. Not sure if it's highly relevant, but yeah, it's good. It taps mana. Could possibly get out a 4-mana card on turn 3 and sealed. Not bad, actually. What 4-mana card is in this podcast? By the way. Oh, there is no 4-mana card in this podcast yet. Just stay tuned to the end of the podcast, because there will be. And that card will be accelerated by Merrily Fitzy. Let's get to card 10. we got... Oh yeah, right. Yes, fun fact. They both have the same text. Yes, this time they do have the same text. Exactly, yes. You know how previously I thought Glass Casket and Silk Wrap had the same text, but they didn't because Silk Wrap mentions an opponent controls. Well, guess what? These two do have the same text. Covetous Urge. Now that's the 4 mana card I was talking about that you could accelerate with Merrily Fitzy. How are there even blue green dual lands in Throne of Eldraine? Well, yes, there is Thornwood Falls, which is enters tapped, gain 1 life. Yeah. Which is the... Yeah. Yeah. And guess what? It's really good. Covetous Urge, 4 mana sorcery. Sharp opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from that player's graveyard or hand and exile it. You may cast that card for as long as it remains exiled, and you may spend mana as though if it were mana of any card to cast that spell. So, Psychic Intrusion is 5 mana and has the same text. Covetous Urge is an uncommon. Psychic Intrusion is rare. What were you thinking, wizards? Like, literally, why? Why make Covetous Urge a much, a card better than Psychic Intrusion due to mana cost, and make it uncommon? What were you thinking, wizards? Well, don't ask me. Ask Watsy. Remember that. If we have a question that nobody knows, then don't ask me. Ask Wizards of the Coast. That solves everything. Let's get to card 9. Simply 9. Oh, Snake. The tag is invisible. But yeah. Oh, hang on. Now that's better. But yeah, card 9 is Drown in the Lodge. Another good removal. 2 mana instant. Choose 1. Counter target spell with CMC less than or equal to number of cards in its control's graveyard. And destroy target creature with converted mana cost less than or equal to the number of cards in its control's graveyard. And always a good removal. They'd probably have cards in their graveyard, so destroy something kinda weak or counter a cheap-ish spell. I guess so in sealed, but standard commander, bro, that'll be much bigger. Let's get to card 8, the golden 8. I present to you Grumgully the Generous! 3 mana. 3/3 legendary goblin shaman. Oh, hang on, wait. Didn't make... So yes, what I was saying about Merrily Fitzy is on average. Cost 2. 2 plus 2, 4. Is it 4? Yes, on average. Grumgully the Generous, yeah. 3 mana, 3/3 legendary goblin shaman. So yeah, See? It's on average. So yeah. 3 plus 3, 6. Is it 6? Yes, it's on average. So yeah. Each other non-human creature you control enter the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. So yeah. What I was saying before, double the card mana cost, then add the creature's power and toughness together. Then check if it equals the mana cost. If it doesn't, well, if it does, then it's on average. If it doesn't, check higher or lower. Is it higher, above average, lower, below average? And yeah, Grumgully the Generous right here is one of our on average cards in this podcast. Yeah, and it's really good because 3 mana, 3/3, yeah, always good. But also, each other non-human creature you control, which there are many, enter the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. Yeah, it's really good. And as well, Grumgully the Generous is also a really good card in sealed, standard, commander, yeah, brawl, Oathbreaker possibly. But yeah, that's Grumgully. That would be a good commander or a brawler. Yeah, don't you think? Do you think so? Nah. Well, yes, could be good. Let's get to card 7. Simply 7. We got Edgewall Innkeeper. You know how many creatures with adventures are there in the set? A lot, like 39 or something, but there are many common adventure cards, so you can very easily get adventures in Throne of Eldraine. Very good. And it's a 1 mana 1/1 on average. So yeah, cost 1. Yeah, 1 + 1, 2. Is it 2? Yes, it's on average. So yeah, it's a 1 mana 1/1 human peasant. That's a new creature type. Wizards presents to you, or yeah, I also present to you. But yeah, Wizards presents to us the new creature type, peasant. Well, yes, it's a new creature type. Yep, like noble and warlock and mouse and food also became a creature type. Yeah. It's really good because when you cast a creature that has an adventure, draw a card. It doesn't have to have gone on the adventure first. Remember that now. So yeah, Edgewall Innkeeper is really good. Just cast on turn 1, turn 2. Flats an intruder. What other 1 mana? Yeah, hang on. Yeah. Hang on. Well, yeah, there are, and some other 1 mana adventure creature. Probably 2 Flats Intruders would be good, or just Edgewall Innkeeper and then Flats Intruder. You draw 2 cards. Wow, card advantage. It's essential in sealed, in draft, in every format, card advantage is essential, especially in sealed, because you eventually run out of cards in your hand and depend on top deck. And in sealed, it comes at a cost, decking yourself out. Because you have 40 cards in your deck and you draw 7 at the start, so decking out isn't quite hard. Well, yes, card advantage is probably much more effective. It's probably as effective as in, like, card advantage, sealed, really necessary, might kill yourself. Standard, less necessary. Oh yeah, less necessary. Will less likely kill you. Commander, really necessary. Probably doesn't kill you. And what's more important, commander card advantage or standard sealed card advantage? Sealed card advantage is really necessary. So let's get to card sits. We got Wondermare. It's kind of like a Edgewall Innkeeper, but yeah, it's instead of drawing cards, it gets counters, and even by itself, a 3-mana free. That's on average. So yeah, it's sit. Yeah, 3 plus 3 is sits. Is it sits? Yes, it's on average, but it can get big really fast. But so yeah, it's really good. Like, it can get big. Hola, Mónica. ¿Cómo estás? Muchas gracias. So yeah, Wondermare is really good. Like, it is a strong creature for sealed and can get bigger. Remember, it doesn't need to have gone at in the adventure first. It says it clearly in the reminder text. Yeah. Let's get to card 5. Muchas gracias. Well, you remember how I was saying 2 podcasts ago that I wish they make a cycle for those non-basic lands with 1 basic land type. You know, like Witch's Cottage and stuff like that. Well, guess what? It is a full cycle! See? Tiene un aire. Well, in case of you viewers, in case if you didn't know, well, the cavern, well, if you don't know, it's probably because you don't know the Beatles. Well, yeah, the cavern is a place where the Beatles used to play in, play their songs at in Liverpool. It's really old, like, well, not really old, like from like the like it was like, I think it was like its 50th or 60th anniversary this year or a few years ago. But yeah, like, and the Beatles played at the cavern, and yeah, and now it's really famous because the Cavern Club was where was where the Beatles played their songs at. And yeah, it's really good. But let's get back to our MTG podcast. Our number 5, Overwhelmed Apprentice. So yeah, one mana, 1/2. So yeah. Okay. Yes, I went to the cavern. Like, I went this year, last year, because in August, every year, there's 1 week, which is known as the Beetle Week in Liverpool. And places in Liverpool will be hosting bands, like shows that where they just play Beatles songs, like, for example, the Cavern Club, Cavern Pub, Hard Day's Night Hotel, and some other places. And yeah, and yeah, many other places where you can just find a band playing Beatles songs. Let's get back to our MTG topic. Yeah. So yeah, 1 mana, 1/2. So yeah, it's above average. So yeah, see? 1 + 2 is 3. Is it 2? No. Higher or lower? Higher. It's above average, you see? And what's good is when into the battlefield, each opponent mills 2, then you scry 2. So first of all, milling is effective in limited because you only have 40 cards in your deck, and there are no graveyard strategies in, well, very few graveyard strategies in Sealed. Like, probably the only set which had high graveyard strategies in Sealed or Draft was Modern Horizons due to Hogak's. Yeah, Hogak decks. Like for example, I once played an Orzhov Hogak deck. Yeah, in a single elimination draft. Managed to win the first. Managed to get to semifinals, but just lost in the semifinals. Yeah. Also played Simic Hogak at the EMSQ. Yeah. Oh. Hello, Salahdin. How are you? Yeah. See. Oh yeah. So yeah, and then I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. And yeah, also scrying 2 is effective. So yeah, it's really, really good. That's why it deserves its number 5 spot. We still got 4 more cards to go. Let's get to card 4. Oh, Salahdin. By the way, what you missed was card 6, Wondermare. Hang on. Yeah. Card 6, Wondermare. Card 7, Edgewall Keeper. Grumgully. Drowning the Lodge. Curtis Urge. Merrily Fitzy. Glass Casket. Epic Downfall. Joust. Ferocity of the Wilds. Arkan of Absolution. Cauldron Familiar. Frogify. Kenrith's Transformation. And Venerable Knight. And we are currently in 5. And we're going to get to 4 right now. And it is... Yeah. Thanks a lot. Yeah. We got Revenge of Ravens. It's really good as well in limited because kind of like the Arkan, which I mentioned previously in this podcast. Arkan of Absolution. Well, guess what? Instead of having your opponent paying mana, you drain the opponent. Really good. It's kind of like the Marques's Decree, but the thing is that Marques's Decree replaces the drain effect by making you the monarch, as Zenter's battlefield. So then at least the monarch, the Marques's Decree will at least replace itself, because you always be one turn as a monarch. Like, so then unless if you flashed it in, and then like literally you always draw the card at the end of the turn with the Marques's Decree. And Revenge of Ravens, instead of adding card advantage, adds life drain, or like life gain. But you're draining life, so it's life drain as well. What's better than life drain? Eldraine! You get it? Yeah. Eldraine. That is the set that's coming now. The plane. In case if you did not know that. Eldraine's the name of the plane. The name of set. Throne of Eldraine. Yes, it is really cool. Especially for Commander, but it's also really good in Limited. It somehow looks like Crowstorm, and I didn't mention Crowstorm. I didn't put Crowstorm there because Crowstorm, of course, it's a silver border again. So yeah, Crowstorm is a 3 mana sorcery. Create a 1/2 Stormcrow with flying, and has Storm. So yeah, your Stormcrow doesn't have Storm, but then Crowstorm, you're paying 1 mana extra to give Stormcrow Storm, and then there's more crows. I wish it was a black border card, because otherwise it'd be better than Empty the Warrens, because it's cheaper and creates flying creatures and extra toughness instead of goblins. The only problem is like it creates half the amount, because the thing is that it will create two goblins for each spell cast. Crowstorm creates 1 Stormcrow for each spell cast. We still got 3 more to go. Let's get to card 3. Yeah, remember to do that if you haven't already. But yeah, let's get... So number 3 is O King Adversary. Say 4 mana, 2/3, below average. But yeah, cost 2 less to cast if your opponent controls a green permanent. Death Touch, and when it deals combat damage to player, draw a card. Most cases scenario, it's below average, 4 mana. So yeah, 2 + 3, 5. Is it 8? No. Higher, lower? Lower, below average. But there is a 4 in 10 chance of it being above average instead, or 4 out of 11 if you're including mono white decks in sealed. But yeah, the odds of playing against green isn't really that rare. So yeah, it's kind of like the Arkan thing. So yeah, so saying that your opponent playing green, okay, 2 + 3, 5. Is it 4? No. Higher, lower? Higher. Above average. There we go. That's how we can rewrite it. But yeah, it has Death Touch, and when it deals combat damage to player, draw a card. So it's kind of like Dark Blade. I didn't mention it there because the Dark Blade thing was like conditional, because that's 3 mana, but it only has Death Touch, and when it deals combat damage to player, draw a card. Yeah, one day I will play Minecraft again. too bad Minecraft doesn't have cross-platform like Fortnite. And what other games have cross-platform? Hang on. Oh yeah, right. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate does? I thought Super Smash Bros. Ultimate was only for Nintendo Switch, so how's it cross-platform if probably the only console that can play it is a Nintendo Switch? Or maybe not. If there is a cross-platform, it's probably between other Nintendo devices like Nintendo 3DS, 2DS, DS. Wait, I'm not sure if DS has Super Smash Bros. Wii U. I don't know. Nintendo's kind of complicated. Oh, really? I did not know that. Anyway, I already bought it on my Switch, so why would I buy it on my Mac? There's no point. Literally. With an emulator, but if you emulate, hola Raquel, yeah, but if you emulator, then it's still going to be a Switch. If you emulate it, like for example, in the past when I was playing Clash Royale, I was emulating it, so like I was playing on my Mac, but it was like in BlueStacks, and like literally I could play it. It was like an Android, or it was like a phone or tablet. Yeah. So I'm not sure if it is considered cross-platform, but yeah, I guess so. You might consider it. Ah, sí. Sé que lo puedo llamar Golden Free, también como el Golden 8. A new series called Minecraft Survival. I could do that. Already made. I could do that, but it's that Fortnite's too cool, and like also Magic the Gathering is also too cool. Like literally, it'll be much cooler to play Fortnite as well, and like literally, yeah. But let's get to card. Yeah. I did stream Minecraft once, like last year, nearly 2 years ago, with my friends. Yeah. Let's get to card 2. We got Giant Opportunity. Giant Opportunity is really good. Like, what do I do with those unnecessary food tokens? Yes, your cat right there can eat the tokens. But another good way of using another way of using food, sacrifice 2 foods. You get a 7/7 giant! There you go. For 3 mana. But otherwise, you might as well always just, if you don't, you might as well always create 3 food tokens. But why would you create food tokens? What's the whole point of the food tokens? Just feed the cat? Like, just give it to the cat? Or like, have the cat eat it when it's in the graveyard to bring it back? I guess so, but what else? Like, who even cares about sacrificing it to gain life? It's much worse than a clue. Let's get to our final card in this podcast. Explosive number 1. We got Foulmire Knight. So that, I did not want to spoil the podcast. That was that other 1 mana creature with an adventure in the set to gain advantage of our number 7 card, Edgewall Innkeeper, or number 6, Wonder Mare. Number 1, Foulmire Knight. A 1 mana 1/1 zombie knight. That's on average, so yeah. 1 + 1 is 2. Is it 2? Yes. Yep. Cool indeed. Really good. The best one in this podcast. Yeah. It's on average. But yeah. What's good is that you can also, as well as that, for 3 mana, you can cast an instant. So yeah. This is a new mechanic. So yeah. So what you do, if you ever been wondering, what are the adventures? So yeah, you have in your hand. So what you can do, cast the creature from your hand. No, not cast the creature, cast the adventure from your hand instead of casting the creature. And then you do what it says, then if the spell resolves, do what the adventure says. Then exile the creature sending on the adventure. You may always recast the creature by paying its mana cost, and then you cast the creature from exile. So 3 mana instant adventure, you draw a card and you lose life. Card advantage. And then after that, pay 1 mana. You get a 1/1 of Death Touch. Death Touch! Exactly! Really good. Always good. In Sealed. Death Touch. 1 mana, 1/1s of Death Touch are always good. Vampire of the Dire Moon in M20 was also good because Death Touch Lifelink for a 1 mana 1/1. Really good. And what's even better? Hey, it's a knight. Gets stronger. 1 vulnerable knight dies. Gets stronger when jousting. But even if it didn't get stronger by jousting, Death Touch would still kill any creature. And yeah, there you go. Foulmire Knight, our best card in this podcast. Card advantage plus possible creature removal, or just an evasive creature because of Death Touch. Yeah, really good. But hey, you made it to the end of the podcast. Well done. So why don't you, if you haven't already, why don't you like this video and subscribe to my channel? And also if you want, just hit the bell icon and to stay tuned to our next videos, streams, and podcasts. And yeah, they are live every Tuesday, so stay tuned to them. Watch our videos too. Yeah. Well done. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it goes well in your prerelease. Yep. And bye.